It's always been in my blood to fish and to hunt and to gather and feed the mob.
For more than half his life, Kevin Mason has been pursued by fisheries officers, at risk of being charged, fined and even jailed.
Stop! Fisheries, stop! Stop, Kevin, I want to check those fish!
As a traditional owner, Kevin is entitled to dive for abalone in these waters, located off the New South Wales south coast.
You know the rules here. I'm a native title holder,
But it's hotly debated just how much he can take. Now he's too frightened to return to the ocean after this altercation with a fisheries officer 4 years ago. 2 years after the incident, he was charged with resisting arrest and obstructing a fisheries compliance officer.
I think that's them. Notice of listing. Local courts. If you do not appear at the time and place listed above, the case may be dealt with in your absence, and a warrant for your arrest may be issued. That freaks me out. I haven't been in the water since this happened. Oh, look, I'm frailing away to nothing. It's worry, they got me worried that I'll be pinched again, and it's something that we've done all our lives until the fisheries come along.
Last month, just days before Kevin Mason was due to appear in court to defend the charges, they were dropped. Cultural fishing advocate Danny Chapman says this is part of a pattern, with a number of other cases dropped in recent years.
Kevin had a strong case. He had been prosecuted for the same thing 3 times before, and each of those times they took us right up to the precipice and then they withdrew the charges.
Growing up and learning all this stuff, it was just second nature to us. I probably would have been about 5 or 6 years old, sort of holding onto my father's shoulders as he dived around. We've just been out there doing this all our lives, and you don't think twice about how much you actually know and how much you've learnt.
Abalone has been a traditional food for South Coast people for millennia, but the rise of a multi-million-dollar export industry over the last half-century has brought with it a tightly restricted commercial licensing system, strict bag limits and heavy penalties for anyone who exceeds them.
I was only young when my father got jailed for it, and yeah, it affected our whole family. And ever since then we've always looked over our shoulder, dodging the fisheries, just to get a feed for the community.
Commonwealth native title law recognises the right of traditional owners to hunt and gather according to their own law and custom. But New South Wales legislation, which was passed in 2009 to protect Indigenous cultural fishing, has yet to come into effect, leaving Indigenous divers exposed to prosecution.
The South Coast people lodged their native title claim in August 2017, which included the right to take fish for any purpose. And the state of New South Wales did not oppose the registration of that right.
Solicitor Catherine Ridge has represented Kevin Mason and 7 other native title holders on the New South Wales South Coast.
In criminal court proceedings, you can require disclosure of documents which are relevant to your defence. So in the recent proceedings, there was a document which was supplementary work instructions for native title holders. And the evidence is that it doesn't matter whether a fishery officer believes a person has native title rights or not. They are instructed to take their gear from them, seize the fish, and brief further up in the department. They're treated as if they're a criminal rather than someone exercising their traditional cultural fishing rights.
We're getting, stopped straight away. Yeah, your car's getting searched. Like, it's pretty scary. Like the way they do it, the way they go about it. Like, it's like stop. Like, you can't do anything. You can't talk. You can't say anything. Treating us like convicts, pretty much.
It's pretty hard because a lot of the kids don't want to learn because they see the harassment that we have been put through, so it sort of turned them away from actually following in our footsteps. It's another part of our culture lost.
In the last 6 months, proceedings against 8 native title holders have been withdrawn or dismissed, and the New South Wales Department of Primary Industries has been ordered to pay over $500,000 in legal fees. The New South Wales Department of Primary Industries declined an interview request from 7:30. In a statement, the Minister for Agriculture, Dugald Saunders, confirmed that 13 matters against Indigenous fishers have been withdrawn or dismissed since November 2021.
Over the years, I think there's been millions and millions of dollars that it cost the New South Wales taxpayers to try and prosecute us for something that we own. We can never give up our fishing rights. Our fathers, our mothers, our uncles and aunties pass them on to us. Then we pass them on to our children. We cannot give them up because they don't belong to us.
Yeah, it hasn't been one for a while.
Cleared of all charges, Kevin Mason is hoping he can brave the water again this summer.
When the weather's fine and when it's nice and warm, and I'll get myself a new wetsuit, and I'll think about it. You know, I just want to do what I'm supposed to do, I'm gifted to do, and a right to do, because I feed me people.